Nowadays, smart TVs natively integrate most entertainment apps, AirPlay, and even Apple's HomeKit. So really, what is the point of an Apple TV? I found myself asking that question until I went ahead and got one myself, and a month later, I can surprisingly say it's $200 well spent. Hey friends, Andrew here, hope you're well. So here's my review of the Apple TV 4K from the perspective of someone who hasn't previously owned an Apple TV. The first thing that stood out to me was the design and build quality of both the unit and the remote. The sleek black unit is hefty with a matte black top flanked by glossy sides. I love just how minimal it is, but still has a very classy presence on any TV console. The remote is also extremely sturdy, minimal, and it hands down looks and feels better in the hand than any stock remote I've used. If product design is important to you, these items will definitely look good in your space. And on the same note, the UI design of TVOS 14 is just as beautiful. The iconic home app screen, seamless menu transitions, clean rounded edges, layered parallax effects. This is the Apple experience we've all come to know and love, and it's definitely not lacking on the Apple TV. It is light years ahead of current smart TVs, and it transforms TV browsing into an absolute joy rather than something you just have to do to get from point A to point B. It's evidently modeled on what's already familiar to us, the iOS interface with a giant dock and lines of apps, and everything just works intuitively. I was pleasantly surprised when I figured out you could not only move apps by holding down the menu button, but there's also the ability to create folders just as you would on an iPhone or iPad. And let's not forget about the stunning 4K Apple screensavers, which you can choose to update daily, so you're guaranteed a fresh batch of screensavers every week. Another area where the Apple TV shines is its library of apps. Smart TVs often have apps missing from KO to HBO Max, so many smart TVs leave much to be desired when it comes to app integrations. This isn't an issue with Apple TV. The Apple TV 4K comes with nearly 100 preloaded apps and channels, many of which are free. The great thing about many of these apps, other than being free, is that they are exclusively developed for the tvOS system and all look native, whether it's Netflix to Apple TV Plus. And by the way, I just started binge watching Startup and I'm absolutely hooked. Highly recommend this show. It's convenient to see all your shows across multiple apps on the home screen, and it can also act as a hub for your smart devices through HomeKit. So if you have a compatible smart home item, you can also control it through your Apple TV. Let's also talk about picture and audio quality on the Apple TV 4K unit. It can obviously handle 4K at 120 frames per second with HDR10 and Dolby Vision, and if you're wondering if it makes a difference, it really does, given you have a compatible TV, of course. Everything from the menu, screensavers, and media looks sharper, more dynamic in its brightness and color depth. And I believe it's the only device at the moment to support both Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision, which means there's more punch to the audio in this Yamaha soundbar that I currently use. Some of the content on the Red Bull TV app, which is free, takes advantage of 4K, HDR, and 120 frames, so exploring this app, action sports have never looked better. To power all of this, Apple has pulled the A12 chip first seen from the iPhone XS and plugged it into the streaming box, which is pretty impressive and makes navigation blistering fast, especially in comparison to my TV's native menu system, which is downright terrible. With the added firepower in the box, we get access to Apple Arcade, which turns the simple streaming box into a mini gaming console. So if you're a casual gamer, this could be a feature you're interested in. I've yet to find the time to play around with Apple Arcade in detail, but at $4.99 a month, you can get access to over 200 games, which is pretty decent value, but of course it won't replace your gaming console. So now moving on to the remote, which apparently the remote has seen a major upgrade from the previous generation, which I hear was pretty bad, but as someone completely new to the Apple TV remote, this thing is nice, really nice. It features a practical click pad and jog wheel and supports gestures, taps, and clicks. It's almost reminiscent of the bygone era of iPod Nanos in its functionality and feel. Circle the jog wheel and smoothly scrub through the show. Double click the home button and you can swipe through the different apps you have opened. Click the Siri button on the side for very accurate and quick voice searches.
Alice in Borderland.
It took a while to get used to, but once you've transitioned, you won't look back on this remote. It's one of the best remotes I've used, period. Also, if I've left the remote on the TV console, for example, and I'm too comfortable on the couch, you're able to use your iPhone or iPad as a remote, and it's almost just as intuitive and useful as the remote itself. If you're deep in the Apple ecosystem, you'll be able to take advantage of other nifty features. Screen mirroring with my MacBook or iPhone is a complete breeze and sees a lot less hiccups in comparison to the native TV app that I use or the Chromecast I was using previously, which saw a lot of input issues and lag. If you have AirPods, then pop them on and they'll automatically connect to the audio, and it's great for watching shows late at night without disturbing anyone else. And you can also work out with Apple Fitness Plus and get your metrics tracked with your Apple Watch on screen. The seamless ecosystem really impressed me, but again, this is Apple we're talking about here, so I didn't expect anything less. The Apple TV may not be worth the premium if you're not in the Apple ecosystem, or if you don't have the TV or audio setup to take advantage of the tech. If you have an eye for design, a soft spot for beautiful interfaces, and want the very best from your TV, the Apple TV 4K may be a surprisingly enjoyable purchase that'll sit nicely next to your TV, particularly if you don't already own one. If you do already own an Apple TV, let me know if you were as impressed with it as I was, because it really did catch me off guard and I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do. So if you made it this far in this video, make sure you drop the code word 4Kfinity, drop a like as well, and subscribe for everything tech, business, and marketing. As always, thank you for watching.